Hello, my darling Scorpios. Welcome to your weekly forecast for June 13th through the 19th. This is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You might stumble upon this video a few weeks from now, a few months from now, a few years from now. It's all good, my darlings. You're going to see the video whenever you're meant to hear the messages. Keep in mind, it is a general reading for the collective. Not every single message is going to resonate, and that's okay. Take what does, leave what doesn't. As always, your moon or rising might resonate a little bit more, or you may need a private reading. So without further ado, my darlings, let's see what's coming up for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's move you all just a little bit closer here. And the first card coming up for the Scorpio collective is the Ten of Wands. Okay. I feel like this may have come up for Scorpio last week. I can't remember. And, but it may have, so there could be like a bit of a reoccurring theme here for Scorpio with the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands comes up in a few different ways. First and foremost, it can indicate like a job well done, that you've been doing something or you've been putting a lot of hard work into something, and Ten of Wands can be like mission accomplished. Like, man, this was exhausting. Man, this was quite the ride, but sweet release, sweet relief, right? We're done with the work here. We've met the goal. So if there is something coming into this week where you're like nervous, like, am I going to make this goal? Am I going to reach this deadline? The Ten of Wands is promising. It says it might not be easy. It might be something where we really have to really work hard, but it is going to be completed. It's going to be, it's going to be done. You're going to do it. You're going to make it happen. Sometimes the Ten of Wands can come up in a situation where we're pushing ourselves too hard, or we're forcing ourselves to hold on in a situation that is not good for us. And Spirit is saying, look, this is not worth your mental health. It's not worth your physical health. You know, maybe there's like a sense of ego here, or a sense of pride, or you're just trying to prove to yourself that you can hold out a little bit longer. And Spirit is saying, let that go. Let that go and take the path that is easier on yourself. Take the path that is gentler on yourself. Specifically, Scorpio, with this Ten of Wands energy, I feel like some of you are in a situation where you feel like you're dealing with people who are trying to push you out. Or you're dealing with people who have pulled you into like this competitive power struggle, and you're like, oh, well, they have another thing coming. They don't know what they're dealing with Scorpio. I'm gonna show them, right? And it becomes like this power struggle. Like, I'm not gonna give you that victory. I'm not gonna give you the satisfaction, right? Like, I will stay here till the last second. And Spirit is saying, look, in the grander scheme of things, this person, this situation is irrelevant. It's insignificant. This is not gonna matter 20 years from now, 30 years from now. It's not gonna matter in your last few moments of life on your deathbed years and years from now. It's not gonna matter. So there's no reason to take such a difficult path or to sacrifice so much to prove a point. Like, just let it go. Okay? Spirit is showing me, in my mind, a really, really negative job that I used to work at. And it was vile, you guys. I'm telling you, it was vile. It was such an unhealthy dynamic. It was such an unhealthy environment. And I just dealt with some very crude, very rude, very mean people who just felt like they could get away with everything. And they were doing a lot of shady stuff. It was not a good work environment. And so I felt like, and at the time I was younger. Okay, I was like in my 20s, and I can't believe it was so long ago. Oh my gosh. And so I just had this mindset where I was like, I wasn't gonna let these guys push me around. I wasn't gonna let them get to me, and I was gonna, like, I was just in this whole thing of like, I'm gonna show them how strong women can be, and it became a battle between genders for me, because at that time I had things that I had to resolve within myself, like from my upbringing, from my culture, the things that kind of triggered me, in certain toxic behaviors, right? And I'm not picking on men. A lot of you that watch my videos, I've said it very loud and very clear. There is such a thing as toxic femininity. I 1000% agree that genders can be toxic. I'm not saying that men are bad or evil at all, but in that environment, it was not a good environment. But it was making me sick to the point where my nerves just gave out, and I was so ill because of the stress. And so Spirit is telling you, at the end of the day, like, is it really worth you putting yourself in that stress, in that inconvenience, when you can be spending your time and energy doing things that bring you joy, doing things that are fulfilling for you? And so some of you may be making certain sacrifices with your physical health, with your mental health, to prove a point or to show how strong you are. And Spirit is saying, come on now. This is not necessary. This is not necessary at all. Put your energy, efforts, and time into creating something better for yourself. Whatever you were meant to learn in the situation, whatever it was meant to make you aware of, you're aware of it. You've learned it. Now let's focus on creating something good for you. Let's focus on the next thing. Keep on moving. Next card coming up here for Scorpio is the Seven of Pentacles. And Seven of Pentacles is hard work paying off. This confirms that energy of mission being accomplished, right? Something you were trying to do, it is done, right? The seeds are planted. And now we're giving things time to grow, to process, to develop. Seven of Pentacles sometimes comes with the energy of let go and let God. Like for me in my readings, like that's how I can put it in a nutshell. Because if you plant something and you're in such a hurry for it to grow that you're constantly watering it, like, oh, it didn't grow, let me give it more water. Oh, it didn't grow, let me give it more water. You water 10 times a day. Oh, it's still not growing. Maybe I didn't plant it in the right place. Let me try to dig up this little seed here. Let me try to move it somewhere else. Like, you're not going to let it grow. You're going to end up crushing it or stifling it from trying to push it so hard. So Seven of Pentacles sometimes reminds us that we need to do our part. We need to do what is in our power and surrender the rest and let time and physics do its thing. Let time and physics do its thing. Don't try to force it, and know that some things cannot be rushed. Especially if you're creating something new in your life, if you're coming into a significant new endeavor, right? Maybe you're starting a business, or maybe you're trying to conceive a child and start a family, or you're trying to come into like a relationship that you're like, I want this to be my life partner. I want this to be the person that I grow old with. Whatever it might be, or maybe even something within your own healing process. Spirit is saying, do not rush this. Let time and physics and nature do its thing. You show up, you do your part, and the rest will work out. I think this is especially true, Scorpio, if you're a Scorpio that grew up in a kind of a chaotic environment. Maybe you grew up in an environment where the adults did not have it together and didn't know what they were doing. And if you were this, little baby empath Scorpio, and you were just kind of coming in here and trying to fix everything and make everything okay, and you were more of the parent than the parental figures, you may have grown up in your life feeling like you have to fix everything. Or if you don't do it, it's not going to happen. Everything is on your shoulders. And the Seven of Pentacles says everything is not on your shoulders. You do your part, and you let the rest develop on its own. So kind of like the Seven of Wands, when I say Seven of Wands comes up to say, this is not the time to be extra. This is not the time to change it up. This is not the time to get fancy. There's that element in the Seven of Pentacles as well. You did your work, and now just let things develop. Don't feel like you have to hurry them along or rush them along. Don't try to devise some kind of plot or plan on how you can make something happen or how you can help somebody come to a certain conclusion. It will happen on its own. You've planted the seeds. Let the seeds take root and grow and do its thing. And in the meantime, focus on where can you put your joy? Where can you cultivate joy? Okay? The next card coming up here for Scorpio is the Six of Wands. And Six of Wands is victory, overcoming obstacles, overcoming challenges. There's a sense of the Six of Wands also sometimes where you might be receiving positive attention or making a name for yourself in your chosen career or field. There could be people speaking about you in a very positive manner where your reputation precedes you in a positive way, in a positive sense. If you are a self-employed person, you may be getting a lot of business coming in through word of mouth or referrals. If you are somebody who is self-employed, sometimes the Six of Wands tells you that, you don't have to worry too much about pouring a bunch of money into advertising, that a lot of the work that will come in for you or business will come in for you will come in through word of mouth. Okay, like you making a name for yourself or you establishing a reputation for yourself here. I have seen this card several times. I've used this card in the weekly reading several times. Six of Wands has come up several times, but I'm seeing something here that I haven't in the past. The heart is really jumping out at me. So I feel for a lot of you, whatever the Six of Wands is, this is a victory in an emotional manner, like in a personal aspect of your life. I don't feel like it's going to be in your business or in your career. I feel for some of you, this is a victory or a revelation in terms of your interpersonal relationships and your personal life, whether it be romantic or elsewhere. Okay, some good news coming in, some victory coming in. If you are kind of dealing with overcoming insecurities, you may feel as though there was some opposition against you. Maybe you felt like there was someone trying to turn friends against you or family against you. You may feel as though there's some kind of like vindication here where someone is standing up and defending you and saying, hey, look, this isn't cool. I don't like the way you're talking about Scorpio. I don't like the way that you're treating Scorpio. This isn't okay. For some of you, it could be a personal victory in that way. For some of you in love life, maybe there's somebody you've been admiring, but you didn't think that they would be interested in you because they have a lot of options, they have a lot of choices, and they might be like, no, Scorpio, I'm not interested in those people. I want to be with you. For some of you, it could be some kind of I don't want to say a validation because I never want to put our self-esteem to be validated by somebody else, but it may be like a vindication, like you know your worth, right? But it's like refreshing that, wow, this person sees my worth, right? This person sees what I am. And so for some of you, it could be where you feel like you're being chosen or somebody is siding with you or choosing you in a personal matter here. The next card that's coming up here for Scorpio is the Ten of Swords. Wow, look at this. This is so interesting. We're starting with a 10 and we're ending with a 10. 10 is being emphasized here, my dears and my darlings. And 10 is a number of completion. 10 is a number of completion. Like it's done. There's no going back to it. So, in other words, Scorpio, the doors that are going to be closing this week and in the coming weeks, that's it. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. And we just had very recently a full moon in Scorpio, which was eclipsed. And I know a lot of you felt that energy. I think it hit us Scorpios very hard, and it was in our sign. And so we're coming into a time of revelation for Scorpio especially, of like this rebirth, of this, like things being shown, things being revealed. So in the coming weeks, Scorpio, it's going to be very clear to you what is done and what is meant to be left in your past. Some of you have been working hard to cut cords. And some of you are going to have situations this week and in the coming weeks that you're going to think it's finally over. In fact, the Ten of Swords is a card that says a karmic cycle is over, a karmic cycle has ended, right? We're coming into a new chapter. This could be sobriety in some cases, where we're finally getting a handle on negative self-medicating behaviors. We're coming into a time of sobriety. We're coming into a time where we're no longer doing things that are harmful to ourselves. And for some of you, some of this has to do with removing certain situations from your life, or removing certain people from your life, or letting them fall away. And things are going to happen in the coming weeks where you think it's finally done. And this is the message that Spirit is giving me. It's finally done karmically. It's finally done in the sense of where you no longer have anything to learn from the person. You no longer have anything that you're meant to repay. You're releasing them from your expectations of them righting their wrongs. Like, you're done waiting for them to get it together. You're done waiting for them to pay their karmic debt. You're saying, look, your karmic debt is forgiven if that means I never have to see your face again. Like, you're letting it go. But this is what Spirit is telling me. A lot of you are dealing with these people that it might seem like a massive tower moment. It might seem like, oh, we're never going to talk again. Do not be surprised, Scorpio, if 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, guess who's looking you up and reaching out to you and wanting to reconnect with you again? And Spirit is saying that they are going to do the same darn thing all over again. I don't care if 10 years, 15 years, 20 years goes by, they're going to do the same thing all over again because they cannot let you go. They are parasitic. And so the 10 is being emphasized here to say, when these things end, take this opportunity as like, I'm not going to talk to this person again. I'm not going to deal with this person again. And I refuse to carry baggage with me. So let me take a moment. Let me think of what I need to say. Let me think of what I need to do to release this, so that when I walk away with a clear conscience, and I walk away with a sense of like, this is done. This is done. This is complete. And I'm moving on with my life. Because these are people who aren't doing their work. They want to court to you. They want to feed off of you. And now that they see that you're in this element of ascension, you're in this element of creating positivity in your life, and you're no longer allowing them to feed off of you, they may turn against you. There may be a falling out. And they will find other sources in that meantime. But you are going to be a source that they cannot get out of their mind, because nobody is as good supply as you are. Nobody is as filling and as nourishing as you are. Nobody's giving them the same high that you gave them. They will come back. If it's a few years, if it's a few decades, they will resurface. But Spirit is saying, let it in the past. Let it in the past. Don't let it back in. What is ending for you in the next few weeks? And it may be more than one thing. Take this as, okay, this is it. This is like, I'm taking this seriously, and I'm walking away here with clean feet, clean hands, right? I'm not taking tracks. I'm not leaving tracks behind me, right? So go into it with the mindset of closure, if that makes sense. Think about that, pray about that, meditate about that. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks those are going to resonate with you more than your sun sign. Love readings for June are linked in the description of the video. I keep love separate on my channel. Sometimes it intertwines, that happens. If you want a private reading with me, there's a link in the description of this video that will take you to calendly.com/amethystangelite. You can schedule a private reading with me there. And don't forget, my darlings, every single day I've been posting a daily card with a message. Some people have found that helpful. If you think you want to start off your day with a card and a message, be sure to check out those posts as well. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a fabulous week ahead. Take care and be well, my dears.